Hello, my name is Jeff Iovino with Trellis Fine Wines, and we are here today to talk to an unbelievable person that's within our portfolio, Jamey Whetstone from Whetstone Wine Cellars out in Napa Valley, California. So Trellis really is synonymous to family-owned properties, really fun stories, and great wine, and we're really privileged to have Jamey with us today to kind of talk about his wines and a little bit about history of Whetstone and the wines that we represent. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to let Jamey take over. But we certainly want to know about you, your history, where you came from. The stories are always great to tell when you're out in the market. So fire away.
Cool. Thanks, Jeff, very much. I am Jamey Whetstone from Napa Valley. But originally and more importantly from the Carolinas. I kind of grew up a bit of a southern redneck. Spent a lot of time on the backside of Pawleys Island, South Carolina, North Litchfield Beach, flounder fishing and crabbing. It's seminal to our story today, very simply because we're going to be tasting the John Boat Chardonnay. It's what Jeff and I are sipping on right now to calm our nerves. Cheers. So I got out to California after spending about 20 years in the restaurant industry, and ended up driving a tractor for Larry Turley for $10 an hour. At the time, Turley was just an awesome spot. It was exploding growth-wise. We were farming a lot of vineyards in a lot of different counties, sort of kicking and screaming, and something I'm very proud of these days is just being able to change a clutch on a tractor. Kind of a cool set. To bring into my winemaking, if you will. I had a chance to split from Turley for a little while, take a quick sabbatical. I went to Burgundy to work with and I lived with the Cess family at the Mandujac, which is where I really fell in love with Pinot, most importantly. Right. And at Whetstone, Jeff, as you know, we make, I make 4 single vineyards. I make a little Pinot from the Sonoma Coast that we've got in front of us. We've got a little Chardonnay as well from Carneros, and then we make a single vineyard Viognier and Syrah. We're based out of Napa. We've got an old 19th century chateau that was built in 1885, and it's changed the trajectory of our business at Whetstone. So we're having a lot of fun there. And then for a large part of the year, I get to go out and spread the gospel of Whetstone, which is what we're doing in Massachusetts today.
Yeah. So a quick question, and being a prior visitor to your wonderful property last year, one great thing to take note is that you also kind of take that restaurant experience and enhance the chateau with the utmost hospitality and beautiful scenery and your events. And so talk a little bit about that, just as people get a chance to get out to Napa and see you and come by, what they're actually going to be experienced with the chateau.
The more that I ebb and flow through this industry, I think that we all want a little more experience. We want something we can take back home with us. And so at the end of the day, when you've got that glass of wine and you turn on the music and you put something on the grill, your kids start doing their homework around the table. It just kind of all that stuff kind of naturally flows together. And so that's something that we try to do at our place in Napa. Right. Very simply, we kind of welcome you into our home, so you get that same sort of mindset that we have right now. That's easy between you and I talking on camera today. And in the chateau, we do things very simply, but also super different from what we see going on out there. So you really get a sense of, for instance, when I'm in New York City and we're doing a consumer event, out of the 20 some odd people that show up, I'd say over half those people are going to say, Addie was fantastic at the chateau, or Michelle was wonderful, or Lauren. But so I know that we're doing our job because they're actually naming the folks that took care of it. And we see that word of mouth. We see them sort of passing it along. But you can come to our place. You can have a tasting. We're open from 11 to 4. We also do events. We've got a great space both inside and out. And we have an opportunity to do more, there than the average winery in Napa, just by virtue of the way our permits run.
So a little bit, we know you make wine. We know you can drive a tractor, and But a little bit about, Jamey Whetstone, the husband, the father, the downtime and hobbies and things you like to do, and outside of getting dirty making wine.
Yeah, it's first of all, and just to clarify, my wife has not kicked me out yet, so we're very cautiously optimistic, knock on wood. But yeah, the kids are part of the everyday run. I love to surf. It just doesn't happen that often. Having a business, it's not. I don't get the hall pass as much as I used to. But yeah, in general, I enjoy spending a lot of time with my family when I'm not on the road. I'm on the road for about half the year between January and in the middle of July. But normally it's a good glass of beer and catching up with friends and cooking food. Yeah, if I can all get in the ocean, it's worth it.
Sweet.
Yeah, chasing the wave or my wife's piece of ass is kind of where I like to go. So yeah.
Excellent. And just a final little note about these great wines. Just a couple of little points, people that start to see them and see them on a list and put them on a table and start drinking them. Any kind of little hints or suggestions about the stylistic qualities of the wines, and a couple of things on the Chardonnay and the Pinot for everyone.
Yeah, it's I like varietal character. I love for you to understand what you've got in your glass without having to look at the label. Just know that you've got Chardonnay in there. I love butter on my popcorn, not necessarily in wine, but it's got a lot of volume. It's got a lot of stoke and energy. I've never been afraid of the California sunshine, but I also think there's a balance and a finesse that you can actually achieve, which I feel like we do. And a lot of it just has to do with doing our homework in the vineyard. The Sonoma Coast is really a treasure trove of different vineyard sites, exposures, a few different soil series, but the climates that run through that area just make it an awesome spot to sort of get a snapshot of what goes on in Burgundy, but yet you're applying it on California's rules. So I love that. We also make a little Syrah from just up the street from the vineyard, the one thing we make from Napa, and we get a little Viognier from Russian River also. So
Nice.
About 6,000 cases all now. But I think the wines, because we've got so many kids running around the house, we cook dinner a lot. We're not necessarily out a bunch, and so again, the European thought process of food and wine and everything kind of follows.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough for spending time this week with us and talking about your wines and bringing them out in the market. And if you have a chance to taste them, please do. And don't forget Jamey Whetstone, because you will hear your name quite often in this market.
Oh, we're stoked. And
so
cheers,
cheers
Jeff.
to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And the Sox are in first place while I am here. Just saying. Cheers.